I've thrown the cricket a lot of shade for a long time. I've basically looked at it as a joke weapon and just left it in my armory ever since I've unlocked its third Mysterium. I mean, maybe I've used it a handful of times since then, but usually I'm just scrolling past it on my way to pick something else, knowing I would have to make a build video for it someday. Since the cricket wants to be charged up to deal its damage, it usually struggles against anything with an armor rating above light, unless it's already got a kill or two under its belt. This isn't a problem if there's a lot of chaff to mow down, but if you can't keep up the kills to keep the empowerment going, you're left with a pea shooter against anything that doesn't die easily. Then one day I started playing around with the Duelist, trying to make a build video for that, and discovered that the Blight Cyst actually counts as a kill for weapons that require you getting a kill to activate their Mysteriums. And so I put two and two together and realized that if the Blight Cyst can work for the Duelist, then surely it can work for the cricket, right? That it does. And with that, the biggest weakness of the cricket is now a bit more manageable, making this thing a whole lot more reliable to use. The cricket's biggest problem is that you need to get the ball rolling and keep it rolling throughout an encounter if you want to keep up the damage you've stacked up. It has problems chewing through tougher enemies, so if it can't feed on smaller enemies peppered throughout the fight, it's going to be difficult to hold on to that empowerment. But now we can negate this little misfortune by using the Blight Cyst to charge up the cricket before and during combat. I love this because it gives me a chance to go into combat already with an empowerment or two. Now it's not such a hassle to begin a fight going after tougher enemies. And I can always use the cyst to extend the timer. It basically just makes the cricket's job so much easier. And the fact that the cyst will sometimes regrow means you can use it to rack up multiple kills for the cricket. While I've personally given the cricket a lot of shit, I'll admit it's kind of grown on me. Its damage isn't all too bad. Once I got this thing going with all the spells and everything working involved, it was pretty fast clearing out sections on the map. I was actually handling areas I could keep a high kill streak going pretty effectively. I think a lot of that came down to knowing I had more control over activating the Mysteriums, knowing I could always shoot a Blight Cyst to get the ball rolling. But hey, I'm a man who can admit when he was wrong. And I'll admit right now that this thing has kind of grown on me. But yeah, like with the Duelist, at least for me, the cricket goes hand in hand with the Blight Cyst. Now, the weaknesses of the cricket aren't totally covered by all this. Because the empowerment wears off quickly, you may find it running out before you've killed an enemy with high HP, causing you to want to cast another Blight Cyst to recharge it again. This thing still struggles against bosses. It does help having the Blight Cyst there to stack up at least a little damage during the fight, but it's tough to keep the empowerment going throughout the entire fight, and you're gonna want to cast a lot of them, which is tough to do without something like Painful Recharge. So if you can't finish the fight quickly, you'll eventually run out and you'll be stuck with a weak weapon against a boss. And before it racks up a couple kills, it just struggles in general against more heavily armored targets, especially since this build doesn't use Eye of the Madwoman or the Dynamo Ring. I opted not to use those two because they steal kills from the cricket, which is a big deal since a kill stolen means the empowerment will wear off. And I didn't want the Dynamo Ring getting all the kills anyway, since I'm trying to get the most out of the cricket. So I feel the Kerfane and the Excreta are the better options. But besides all that, damn does the Blight Cyst really help out the cricket through all areas of the game. And not to mention that it's just a good spell on its own. It can stun enemies on impact and deal some good damage, spreading all that decay around. As for the rest of the build, I went with the Burning Stake for a way to ignite enemies, and for its high damage. Honestly, it can be a solid no-brainer for a lot of different builds, but here it makes it easier for the cricket to keep a kill streak going. I used the Kerfane and the Ring of Excreta for the Relic and the Ring. Curfane is great for something like the cricket, which triggers its lightning damage often. And since you're dashing around after kills to reload and power up the cricket, the Ring of Excreta can add in a lot of stuns and damage from its bombs it leaves behind whenever you dash. For the rosaries, everything is required except for ammo preservation, seeing as how you reload whenever you dash after a kill anyway. Blessed aim and hits really do add in a lot of damage to this weapon, so I run with those. Dash stamina is a duh, and light spell charge so you can keep casting Blight Cyst. I think I'll give the cricket a break now. Or at least I'll throw it a little less shade. I can see why some people like it. It can be pretty fun once you get a kill streak going. And with the Blight Cyst helping it really brings a new dimension to this weapon. I think I could find some uses for it, and maybe incorporate them both into some new builds. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and tell me what you think.
Should I stay and fight this calamity? Let's see what it is. Oh, these guys? Easy peasy. Keep my empowerment going the entire time against these guys. And we've got more. Actually, not too shabby. If I do say so myself.